All right, so the next set of 6 questions all relate to this, but these questions right here are just definition-based questions. So all we need to know is this relates to regression. Okay, so 30 says in regression analysis, the expression y equals the intercept, so b0 plus slope plus the error is called b. The answer here is going to be a regression model. This is a definition-based question. If this is something that you don't know, I recommend just putting this on your cheat sheet. All right, so the next question says, larger values of r squared imply that the observations are more closely grouped about the least square line. So a way that I can try to explain this is that whenever you have a larger value of r squared, for example, let's say you have 1 as your r squared, everything lines up. That's like a perfect just draw this. So this would be like an r squared value of 1. You see that this line, this least squares line, goes through all of the points. So it's saying that whenever you have a larger value of r squared, that means that the observations, meaning these points right here, right, means that these points right here are more closely grouped about the least square line. So this line right here. Okay, so that'd be A. 32, the equation, this equation is called it's going to be estimated regression equation. How do you know this is the estimated regression equation? Because y hat means it's an estimate. Okay, so 33 says the estimated regression model is given by this equation. What is the interpretation of B1, meaning the slope? So I think the best way to approach this problem is, I'm just going to go right here and write out this formula, 2,500 plus 5320 times x equals. What we're going to do is we're going to put 0 in place of x. And then, so we're going to have x equals 0, x equals 1, and x equals 2. And we're going to see how this affects the values that we get. Okay, so when we do this, our answer, our y hat value is going to be 25,700. Okay, now let's put 1 in place of x. If you were to put this in on Excel, you are going to get 31,020. Now let's put 2 in place of x. You're going to get 36,340. So if you were to subtract these two numbers and these two numbers from each other, you're going to get 5,320, meaning going from 0 to 1, you're going to be adding 5,320. Going from 1 to 2, you're going to be adding 5,320. And if you were to do 3, 4, 5, if you were to plug in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so on and so forth into x, you're going to keep on adding 5,320. So that's going to help us with the answer. This is what this relates to. So that means that when the mean score on customer evaluation, meaning x, increases by 1, the average annual salary, meaning y, will be increasing by 5,320. So the answer here would be B. So 34, move on to that one. Says to test for a significant regression relationship, we can conduct a hypothesis test to determine whether. So what is the hypothesis test for a regression? This is always the test that we use. it's going to be, our null is going to be B1, our slope, because we test on the slope. So B1 equals 0. And our alternative is going to be, so it's going to be HA. Right, so HA is going to be B1 doesn't equal 0. So the answer here is going to be B1 is not 0. "35 says, what is the interpretation of an R squared value of 68%? The answer here is going to be B, 68% of total variability in annual sales is due to changes in the mean score on customer evaluation. So that's saying that 68% of our sales, the annual salaries, my bad, annual salaries, so our Y, the total variability in Y is due to change in X. Okay, so just going here, because Y is our annual salary, X is our customer evaluations. So it's going to be the change to Y, our dependent variable, the changes to Y is caused by changes in X. So variability in Y is due to changes in X. So it's going to be B.